Hello to all our participants. I am John Gazal, OVH Cloud VP for Southern Europe and Brazil. Today, I have the pleasure to receive Guido Vingione, Space Business Development Director for Europe at SERCO. Ciao Guido.
Hello everyone, I am Guido Vingione, SERCO Space Business Director in Europe, and I'll talk about our cloud platform Onda, and will tell you about the successful partnership with OVH Cloud in the frame of the Copernicus Space Program in Europe.
Buongiorno, and thanks for joining us, Guido. Guido, I know there's a lot of talk about the new space economy. Can you tell us two things? First, for how long has SERCO been in the space business? And second, how has this sector been changing?
SERCO is in the space business since 40 years, supporting the space agencies to deliver efficient services. The space sector is indeed undergoing an unprecedented transformation on a global scale. The number of satellites has increased, and the capability of the sensors to acquire more information has improved. So this is resulting into a huge volume of data made available to users. And this huge volume of data raised at the same time a demand for new application and required to ease the access to data. So in this regard, the technology provider like OVH Cloud, for instance, play a critical role to further enable and exploit the access to satellites data. Finally, let me mention one important point. In Europe, the European Commission adopted the open and free access policy to the space data from the Copernicus program. Copernicus is one of the three space programs in Europe, and the open access has definitely provided a boost into the economy of the downstream application, and has definitely put the space sector at the forefront of the global innovation stage worldwide.
Thanks, Guido. Now, tell us more about the Onda DIAS solution. First, can you tell us what does it consist of?
Yeah, sure. Onda is the SERCO solution to a specific procurement funded by the European Commission and managed by the European Space Agency to guarantee open and free access to space resources, and in particular to Copernicus data. So Onda is a cloud platform based on OVH Cloud technologies, giving access to a huge archives of data and representing a one-stop place where our users can find all the tools and means to access the data, process the data, and publish new services through third-party users. So in this sense, Onda is an enabler of the space ecosystem in Europe. And we are glad to work with OVH Cloud to boost anymore this new business.
Thanks. Thanks, Guido. Thanks a lot for the clarification. What does the Onda archive consist of? Are there any key facts and figures you would be happy to share with our participants?
Absolutely. Onda stores the data from the Sentinels mission. The Sentinels missions are a constellation of satellites acquiring continuously imagery around the globe. Onda is in operation since June 2018. And we are continuously collecting and storing this imagery. We have more than 28 petabytes of data, representing more than 38 millions of images. And this is growing. Consider that every day we keep storing more than 40,000 images. In our archives, we have a digital twin of our globe. Consider that every 5 or 7 days we have the complete coverage of our planet. Technologically speaking, the archive is based on OVH Cloud technology, the object storage, and the cloud archive. We use the object storage to give access to the fresh data, and we use the cloud archive for the historical data. But together with you, we are building up some algorithms to optimize the split of the data among these two important technologies, and we will work to make the optimization of the storage fit for user purposes.
Wow, Guido, that's impressive. I'm starting to understand why you say that sky is not the limit. That's really impressive. Could you tell us perhaps, now that you explain all that data, what is the value proposition of all that data?
Yeah, the key point is to ease the access to data to non-expert user. Space was traditionally a niche for some specific user communities. Now, the adoption of the free and open access policy has created a new economy. We usually refer to new space economies, the economy belonging to the information extracted from the satellite's data. So what do we do with Onda? We provide all the tools and means for you, non-expert user, to access our cloud platform, and with a few clicks to select the data they want to process, access the cloud resources, and get the information they are looking for. In this slide, I'm just giving you a few examples of services developed by our user or customer. We have startups, small entities, large space enterprises working on Onda to develop new application. For instance, the first two images represent the time series, so the processing, the analysis of the data for the entire globe to get, in the first image, the land surface temperature, and the second one is the chlorophyll index, which is an important factor for the climate change. Then we have users working at local scale, for instance, monitoring infrastructure or a specific asset, or working to prevent disaster or to monitor crisis. In the example, in image number 3, you see the Ebro River in Spain and the flooding effect. We have quite a number of users and customers focusing on agriculture and precise farming. This is really interesting since we can definitely improve the optimization of the resources, and we can provide an important support to the green planet program of the European Commission. Finally, let me mention an important service that the National Council of Research in Italy is developing in Onda. They process all the data over Europe since the beginning of the Copernicus program to derive the displacement map. So they look at the terrain, and they are able to detect any displacement, vertical movement, with a millimeter accuracy over the entire European terrain, which is impressive.
Wow, 1 millimeter accuracy. That's impressive. I'm also impressed to see how today knows the ecosystem experience. It's also impressed to see how SERCO works with a wide array of your own ecosystem. Thanks for that. That was really interesting, and I think very specific, very clear. Perhaps I'd like to end our conversation about Onda with you telling us what are the key Onda services.
In Onda, we have two typologies of services: free access services like the discovery and search. Our user can look at the catalog and discover the information and the images we have, making queries and searching for the data they are looking for. But they can even download the data freely. But we complement these free services with a number of commercial services. We provide access to very high resolution imagery. These are commercial data with a very, very high percentage of precision on ground, up to 30 centimeters on ground. And we provide access to the full stack of EH technologies. Our user can select the cloud environment they need for processing the data and generating the new application. And then we provide a wide range of custom access interfaces according to the different expertise of the user. And for non-expert user, we provide dedicated training and educational services to explain how to use Onda, but also what they can do with the data. And this is especially interesting for government or local and regional entities leading with citizen services, and they want to improve the existing services, integrating the added value information from Onda and from the satellite's data.
Guido, this was very, very, very clear. I just have one last question for today. What are your takeaways from this project, from your collaboration with OVH Cloud?
Yeah, thanks, John, for the question. Since I believe that the success of Onda is based on the partnership model between SERCO and OVH Cloud. SERCO is a service company, and we are acting as a managed service integrator, and we are precisely integrating the cloud technology from OVH Cloud. But OVH Cloud is not working as a supplier. You really work with us as a partner. You support us in the design, you steer the technology decision, and you're helping us to keep evolving our offering in Onda. And this is the key successful factor in my view. But this is just the beginning of the story, I would say. We are facing huge challenges since the user community is growing. The consumers of data has increased, and we receive more and more requirements to integrate big data services, to integrate Internet of Things capabilities in Onda, and we are working with you to make this possible. Finally, I would say that we are open to work and cooperate with any other institution owning data, since we believe that the cooperation and interoperability with other platform or source of data is essential to ensure new services aiming to monitor our Earth life environment. So space sector is really instrumental to monitoring and managing our Earth challenges, and SERCO and OVH Cloud are playing a visible and clear important role in this business.
Thank you, Guido. Thanks again. It's time now for questions. Our viewers have the ability to type questions on the chat, and we're now going to take questions.